Bonjour tout le monde et bienvenue à Learn French with Megha. Hello everyone and welcome to Learn French with Megha. Today we are going to learn le passé composé, the past tense in French. On utilise le passé composé pour parler d'une action du passé terminé. We use the past tense to talk about an action completed in the past. So let's see the formation of passé composé. First we take auxiliary verb être or avoir in present tense plus past participle of the verb. So first we need to know either we have to conjugate the verb with être or avoir. Then how to form the past participle of the verb. Donc pour former le passé composé en français, on utilise le verbe auxiliaire être ou avoir conjugué au présent plus a participe passé du verbe. So how do we know which verb will go with être and which with avoir? Le verbe auxiliaire être s'emploie avec quelques verbes suivants. Auxiliary verb être is used with the following verbs. Auxiliary verb être is used with all these following verbs like devenir, revenir, monter, rester, sortir, aller, naître, descendre, entrer, retourner, tomber, rentrer, arriver, mourir, partir, passer. And all the pronominal verbs which are called les verbes pronominaux, for example, se laver, se promener, etc. Cependant, le verbe auxiliaire avoir est utilisé avec tous les autres verbes. However, auxiliary verb avoir is used with all the rest of the verbs. So, all these verbs plus all the pronominal verbs will go with être and all the rest of the verb will go with auxiliary verb avoir. So here in this video, we are going to learn the formation of passé composé with être. If you want to learn passé composé avec avoir, you can go through my previous video, of which you can find the link below in the description, or you can press the I icon. Now let's see the past participle of all the verbs which goes with être. Les participes passés de tous les verbes qui va avec être. These are the verbs which goes with être. So let's see all the verbs one by one. Devenir, which means to become, is devenu. Revenir, which means to come back, is revenu. Monter, to climb, is monter. Rester, to stay, is rester. Sortir is to exit, and the past participle is sorti. Venir means to come, and the past participle is venu. Aller means to go, and the past participle aller is aller. Netre is ne. Netre means to be born. Descendre means to come down, and the participe passé of descendre is descendu. Entre means to enter, entre. Retourner means to return, retourner. Tomber means to fall, and the past participle is tomber. Rentrer means to return, is rentrer. Arriver, to arrive, is arriver. Mourir, to die, is mort. Partir, to leave, is parti. Then passer par, to pass by. And the past participle of passive verb is passer. Now let's see what is the difference between the conjugation when we conjugate the verb with avoir and when we conjugate the verb with être. Like parler is a verb which goes with avoir. So it will be conjugated like this. We use the auxiliary verb and then the participe passé of the verb. Aller is a verb which goes with être. We will conjugate it with auxiliary verb être first and then the participe passé of the verb. The difference is all the verbs which goes with être, it is important to accord the participe passé of the verbs according to the gender and the number of the subject. If the subject is feminine, we will add an extra e. If the subject is plural, we add an extra s. And if the subject is feminine plural, we will add e and s both. And if the subject is mixed, like a group of masculine and feminine people, then we take the subject il and we will add only s with the participe passé of the verb. So, il faut accorder le participe passé des verbes qui va avec l'auxiliaire verbe être, mais avec l'auxiliaire verbe avoir, le participe passé ne s'accorde pas avec le sujet. Means it is necessary to accord the participe passé of the verbs which goes with auxiliary verb être. But with auxiliary verb avoir, the participe passé of the verb will not be accorded. So it is important to accord the verbs which goes with être, otherwise it will be incorrect. Now let's see some example. Yesterday, Isabel went to Chinese restaurant. Here, Isabel est allée au restaurant chinois. Here we have the verb went. Which verb is this? This is aller verb. And aller verb goes with être. So we take the participe passé of the aller verb, which is aller with accent aigu, and the auxiliary verb être. So first we put the subject, then the auxiliary verb être, then the participe passé of the verb. Here an extra e will be added because Isabel is feminine. So here Isabel est allée au restaurant chinois. Paul was born in 1995. Here the verb is born. Which verb is this? Naître. And naître also goes with être. So the participe passé of naître verb is an e with accent aigu. And we take the auxiliary verb être with subject. Paul est né en 1995. Here we will not add an extra e or s because Paul is masculine singular. Then Isabel et Paul went out in between the class. Here the verb is going out, which means sortir verb. So first we take the participe passé of the sortir verb, which is sorti, and the auxiliary verb être with Isabel et Paul. Isabel et Paul are the mixed subject, masculine and feminine. So we take it like il and put sont. Isabel et Paul sont sortis. We add an extra s with sorti because Isabel et Paul are plural. They are mixed subject. So we take the il plural and we add an extra s with participe passé of the verb. Isabelle et Paul sont sortis entre les cours. Now let's see how to form the past tense of pronominal verbs. La formation de passé composé des verbes pronominaux. As I said, all those 17 verbs and all the pronominal verbs goes with être. Let's take an example. Se laver. Se laver means to wash oneself. This is a pronominal verb. So first we take the reflexive pronoun with the subject, like with je, it is me, tu, te, il, se, elle, se, nous, nous, vous, il, se, elle, se. Then we take auxiliary verb être with the corresponding subject, suis with je, a with tu, a with il or elle, som, nous, zet with vous, son with il, son with elle. So first we take the reflexive pronoun, then the auxiliary verb être, then the parties passé of the verb. The parties passé of lave is lave with accent aigu over e. And it is also necessary to accord the parties passé of the verb according to the number and gender of the subject, as we did with other verbs. So the conjugation of se lave in past tense will be je me suis lavé, tu t'es lavé, il s'est lavé, elle s'est lavée, nous nous sommes lavés, vous vous êtes lavés, ils se sont lavés, elles se sont lavées. If je is feminine, we put an extra e. If tu is feminine, we put an extra e. Il is masculine. With elle, we put an extra e as it is feminine. With nous, we put an extra s. And if nous is feminine also, then we put e and s both. If vous is feminine and plural, then we put e and s both. With il, only s. With l, e and s both, as it is feminine plural. For example, Isabel woke up at 8 o'clock. So to wake up, the verb is se réveiller. So first, with Isabel, we take the reflexive pronoun, which is se, then the auxiliary verb être, then the parties passé of the verb, which is réveiller. So Isabel, as A is starting with a vowel, so we take S apostrophe, Isabel s'est réveillée. We take the parties passé of réveiller, which is réveillé, and we add an extra E as Isabel is feminine. So Isabel s'est réveillée with her. Now let's make these sentences in past with être. So I have written the être verb for you to do it easily. First one is nous dash de l'école. The verb is rentrer. So first we take the auxiliary verb être with nous, which is sommes, and the parties passé of the verb, which is rentrer. So nous sommes rentrés de l'école. Here we put an extra s as nous is plural. So nous sommes rentrés de l'école. Elle dash chez moi. First we take the être verb with elle, which is sont, and the parties passé of venir is venu. V-E-N-U, venu. We put an extra E and S as L is feminine, plural. So for feminine, we put extra E, and for plural, we put extra S. So, elles sont venues chez moi. Then, il dash dans un accident. First, we take the être verb with il, which is sont, and the parties passé of mourir is mort. So, ils sont morts dans un accident. We put an extra S because il is masculine, plural. Les feuilles dash de l'arbre. First, we take the auxiliary verb être with les feuilles as it is feminine, plural. So with elle, it is sont. Then the parties passé of tomber verb, which is tomber with accent aigu, and we add an extra e or s because les feuilles sont feminine and plural. Next one is vous dash with the du soir. Here the verb is se promener, which is pronominal verb. As I told, with pronominal verb, first we take the reflexive pronoun with subject, which is vous. So with vous, the reflexive pronoun is vous. Then we add an auxiliary verb être. With vous is zet. So vous êtes. Then the participe passé of the verb, which is promener. So vous êtes promené with du soir. With participe passé of the verb, we add an extra s as vous is plural. Vous êtes promené with du soir. Then ma sœur et moi dash en France. Here the verb is aller. Ma sœur et moi. Which subject is this? So my sister and me. It means we. So it is nous. With nous, the eighth verb is sommes. So ma sœur et moi sommes aller en France. The participe passé of aller verb is aller with accent aigu over e, and we add an extra s as it is plural. Nous is plural. Hope you understood the passé composé with être and avoir well. If you have any question, you can ask me in the comment box. But don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and press the notification icon to get the update of my new videos. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir. A bientôt.